It's time for Nixon and Agnew Reviews! Brought to you by Charlington's Monochrome Crustacean Chews. If you're fond of black and white lobsters too, this fishy chew's for you. Godspeed, Patriots. 37th President of the United States, Dickie Nixon here. Coming at you with another movie review here on the YouTubes. Or BitChute or Rumble or Odyssey. Delete as appropriate. Don't read that part. What are we watching today, Agnew? You can't remember the title, but you know it stars Robert Pattinson's son and Willem Dafoe. Oh, you found a screenshot. Cool. Oh, is this that movie where he says, "I want to drink your milkshake"? Oh, that was a good one. No, Lighthouse. A lighthouse? That's so lame. Why would I want to watch a movie about a lighthouse? Unless you're talking about that Disney Pixar movie Up, where that house is so light it can be lifted into the air by a few dozen balloons. No. Huh. According to Wikipedia, this movie is based on an unfinished story by some kid called Poe. Well, it didn't win any Oscars when it first came out, but it's by the same director as The Witch, and that was one of our favorite movies of the past few years. So I'm sure it will be great, even if the story it's based on sucks. Now, I'm not sure who this Poe guy is, but if he has a friend called Tinky Winky, we're in trouble. Or maybe it's that soy boy from Star Wars. You're right, Agnew. I shouldn't be prejudging the movie based on the works of the only Poes I know. Let's go!
2 hours later.
I can't believe we had to watch this flick in black and white. I guess that's what you get when you're late for the movie theater and have to illegally download it off the Pirate Bay at home. I don't care if you were in a rush, damn it. You could have at least tried to find a copy that was in the correct aspect ratio. This version we had to sit through was clearly taped off an old 4x3 TV set. You could have tried to find the proper HD widescreen version of the movie. I mean, I can't imagine the film was supposed to be seen like this. Apology accepted. We're just lucky it was a pirate copy and we didn't have to cough up coins to see it, or else I would have felt so shortchanged, damn it. Anyway. I can't get that blasted foghorn out of my mind. My ears are still ringing. You're right. That sound does kind of remind me of The Purge. Man, that was a good movie. If only we could have a real-life day where all crime is legal. I would go straight down to San Francisco and steal $900 worth of miscellaneous products from the shelves of local stores, and they wouldn't be able to do a single damn thing about it. What? That already is pretty much legal now? My God, Agnew. We really are heading back to the days of the Wild West. If this carries on, I might even have to think about crossing state lines with an AR-15. Bruh. Anyway, let's recap some of the most curious and interesting scenes of the movie. The film's just started, and this guy's already farting worse than Eric Swalwell during a live interview on MSNBC. I swear, this guy's gassier than Joe Biden when he needs his butt wiped, and filled with more hot air than frickin' Congress. Sorry, I've just got politics on the brain right now. I'll try to shut up about that and just enjoy the movie. Mermaids, my favorite mythological creatures. 1 hole and 0 risk of pregnancy. I like those odds.
The cistern. She needs oil.
His sister needs oiling? Do we just form a queue, or does she want to inspect us first? Oh, the cistern. Oh, that makes more sense.
Why is it bad luck to kill a gull?
In them's the souls of sailors, what met their maker.
Wait, gulls contain souls of dead sailors? Then why are they always stealing my fries and ice cream, and not my whiskey or cigars? That seabird is watching him pull his plonker. The dirty bastard. You know, I had a bird watch me jerk it once. She threw up after a few minutes, but it's not my fault. She's the one who didn't knock before coming into the Oval Office, damn it. He's literally choking his chicken. Wow, the wind changes after you beat a bird to death? I guess there must have been fucking tornadoes in London then during the Jack the Ripper years. That half-fish girl on the rock. Oh, she's super sexy. Oh, come on, Agnew. She can't be the first girl you've slept with that had a fishy flange.
Trouble dudes eating grass without no teeth.
Eating grass with no teeth, eh? Is this some kind of European euphemism?
How you eat grass without your teeth? You rip it out and you swallow it.
Rip it out and swallow it. Wow, that's what my hippie sister-in-law said to me at the birth of my first kid. Yeah, take my advice and cut it up first. An umbilical cord really isn't just a giant piece of spaghetti like you'd think.
You're drunk!
Yeah.
I seen it. You're fond of me lobster.
What? He fondled his lobster? The dirty bastard. Is that not a crime on the high seas? I'm starting to think this guy's a bit of a wrung'un. Because then he goes on a 3-minute monologue where he ends up cursing the poor Robert Pattinson fella. Just like how we did when we came out of the first Twilight movie. A decapitated head in a box. It's like the ending of Seven all over again. And also the unfortunate episode of Deal or No Deal, when an ISIS member infiltrated the production team at one time.
Why'd you spill your beans? Why'd you spill your beans?
Why'd you spill your beans? I feel like this is a question I ask you every weekend when we sit down for Sunday brunch. You get more bean juice down your shirt than a half-price hooker on the clock. Oh! Not having a head is no excuse for messy manners, Agnew. As Mama Nixon always used to say, if you can't eat proper, you'll have to beg for your supper. From the dog, 'cause I'm going to give it all to him. Ow! Okay, so here's my interpretation of the ending. They're in limbo. He fights his way up and forces his way through the gates and into heaven. He reaches out to God, but God rejects him because he is physically and spiritually unclean. God casts him out and he falls down the spiral staircase, representing the various circles of hell. Then it ends with him being eaten away by his own guilt and sins. He even has one eye like the one-eyed bird seen tormenting him throughout the movie. Arr! Oh, what's that? Your take is that this is clearly a retelling of the Prometheus myth, with a hint of Sisyphus from Greek mythology? How so? Arr! Oh, because he keeps dragging heavy things up the stairs only to have it repeat every day, and at the end he steals the forbidden knowledge represented by the lighthouse lamp, and as we see in the final scene he is punished by birds eating his liver forevermore. Could be, Agnew, could be. Or maybe he was just a shit sailor and washed up on the rocks like a dipstick and then became bird food. Maybe there's just nothing deep or symbolic in the movie at all. Personally, I think this movie had a terrible pace and reminded me too much of movies like Event Horizon and Sunshine. Remember that flick where everyone becomes obsessed by the sun, like it was some sort of god? You know, it's never good when a film is making you wish you were watching other films. Arr! Yeah, and I still give this movie 7.2 monochrome lighthouses out of 10. This had a beautiful design and score. I just wish I could have seen more of it in the widescreen version. Oh! No, no. Really? 7.8 out of 10. Let me guess. You thought the movie was a little on the long side, but appreciated the interwoven symbolism of classic Greek mythologies, and the writer's attempt at Freudian Gnostic commentary on the eternal battle between the ego's supremacy and the daily suppression of the id. Yar. Oh, you just like the 3-second shot of the mermaid exposing her left nipple. I guess that makes sense. Well, it could have been worse. I can't believe this was based on a short story written by an ex-Teletubby. Oh, Edgar Poe. Oh, Edgar Allan Poe. I see. So how does Tinky Winky fit into all of this? Remember, if you ever run into Willem Dafoe in a Californian sushi bar, make sure you tell him you're fond of his lobster. Otherwise, he may damn you to an eternity wasting away on an island tending a lighthouse with some crusty old sailor. Yeah, I suppose that is ultimately preferable to having to spend an hour in a Californian sushi bar.